Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Today I'm going to be speaking about alchemy. Okay, where it derived from, how we can tap into the ancient occult knowledge to be able to reach soul evolution. Okay, now make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or questions in my description below. Okay, 000 on the clock. Alchemy derived from ancient Kemet. Okay, Kemet was one of the first mother civilizations that practiced African spirituality. Okay, now Kemet is known as to be the land of the black. Okay, and it's symbolic to alchemy. Okay, Kim meaning the black powder, the black substance that we have within us that's connected to the universe, the stardust, the black matter. Also, Kim is symbolic to all, because we are all divine beings that is connected to one collective consciousness as divine oneness. Okay, so when we think of the emerald tablets, they're symbolic to the Kemetic god by the name of Dahuti, Tahuti, Hermes, and Thoth. Okay, worshipped in different traditions, same person. He's seen as an ibis bird. Okay, sometimes the whole ibis bird, or sometimes half human and half ibis bird. Okay, when we think of the animal heads, they are symbolic to a higher level of consciousness, shape shifting, divine power and strength, and characteristics of the animal heads, and also the connection with the animal heads as being divine oneness, to have the understanding all spiritual beings are connected as all as one. The animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the spiritual beings, everything is all together as one, unified. Always be familiar with that. So the emerald tablets is known to be the sacred wisdom. Okay, it's studied by traditions worldwide, Greek mythology, African descent. Okay, and it's the wisdom of heaven, soul evolution, being able to tap into the alchemical process to be able to reach a higher level of consciousness. Okay, so they had certain principles that the body went through in order to reach the soul evolution. 333 on the clock. Okay, so some of the major aspects that they used in alchemy was actually unification of the male and female. Okay, so we all must have the understanding everything is manifested into gender form. Okay, it's one of the 7 hermetic principles that was also discovered by the ancient god Tahuti. Okay, when we think of the 7 hermetic principles, he was the holder to the 7 hermetic principles, and it showed soul evolution. Okay, so unification is symbolic to us, knowing that we have 2 poles. We have a masculine side and a divine feminine side. We have to be able to balance them out as a whole to reach soul evolution. Okay, once we are unified with the masculine and the feminine energy, 444 on the clock, we perceive a higher level of consciousness. We have soul evolution, but we must first have the understanding of subconsciously and consciously of how to operate both sides, okay? When we're dealing with the divine feminine, we're dealing with the right side of the brain, the intuitive, the creativity, the heart empathy of love, the emotion and passion, okay? When we're dealing with the divine masculine, we're dealing with more logical, more master builder, okay? A little bit more perception, more physical, okay? So we have to balance them both out as a whole and be able to use them in order to vibrate on our high frequency of love. So when we deal with the 7 hermetic principles from the God to Hootie, okay, they are mentalism, correspondence, law of vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. Okay, so when we think of mentalism, it's created for us to have the understanding of ancient idea. All is mind, mind is all. We create beautiful things with our mindset, okay, with our thoughts. So we have to be able to have the understanding of how to use the mind, okay. Once we do, we have tapped into self-mastery, because we bring everything intuition from what we are thinking. When we are going into that dark matter, in that calmness space to manifest, in that time, in that dark matter, in that calmness is where we create the beautiful things the most. Okay? So then correspondence was created for us to have the understanding. As within, so without. As we have these physical experiences, we also have the spiritual experiences, So as we experience physically traumatic times, transformational times, we also experience them spiritually. And we go inside and we work on them internally. We go into the underworld. Okay, so as we see the light, the positivity, the great things, we also see the dark, the transformational times, the not so good things, the underworld, and they're all manifested into 2 poles. So once we have the awareness of it, it helps us to create a powerful stoic energy about ourselves and tap into our true divinity to have the understanding. In order for me to have soul evolution, I had to use these 2 poles of connecting with my physical experiences, facing them head on, okay? And I also had to connect to the darkness, okay? And be able to tap into my inner guide and my intuition and the cosmetic knowledge, the cosmetic energy, and the gods to be able to fix what I need to fix internally, okay? And go inside and access that darkness. So once we have the understanding of correspondence, we embrace the light just as well as the dark, because we create beautiful things by 2 complete opposites to create something beautiful. Okay, so then we have the law of vibration. Everything is moving internally and externally continuously. So everything is always vibrating. In the beginning, the core of creation, okay, we have photons, okay, wave length, continuously moving, invisible, okay. Always be familiar with that. So then we have polarity, okay. Everything in the universe is manifested from 2 complete opposites to create something beautiful. I just spoke about that. So everything is operating in 2s: negative, positive, light, dark, masculine, feminine, okay, good, bad, all manifested. And it's all about us being able to transmit the negative and the low vibrating energy, not so good experiences, transmit them into positivity, love, higher learning, power, and tapping into our true divinity. Okay, so then we have rhythm. Okay, when we deal with the law of rhythm, as the swing is the same measurements on the right, the swing on the left is going to have the same measurements. Okay, so everything in the universe is created in a mathematic form. Okay, so we have to have the understanding of the ancient mathematics to have the understanding of divine oneness. Okay, numbers is vibration, numbers is knowledge, and numbers is also a part of the core of creation. Everything has an ancient number pattern. Okay, so then we have the laws of cause and effect. 111 on the clock. 1111. So when we deal with the laws of cause and effect, we have the understanding of karma, the natural laws of karma. Everything is moving in a fourth circle, 360 degrees. Just as the same as the universal shaping, the same as the cells in our body, the same as the core of creation. Okay, everything starts from that center, from that core, and it expands itself out, and it moves in a 360 form. Okay, so we always want to be familiar that everything that we put out is going to come back to us. It's the natural laws of karma that goes 360 degrees, just like the zodiac signs, just like the sun. So if we are putting out positive energy and love, we're going to receive that positive energy and love back. Okay, always be familiar with that. So then we have the law of gender. Okay, gender is found throughout the universe. We see gender in the plants, in the spiritual beings, in the animal kingdom. Gender is manifested, and we can see it as we look into the universe every day. Okay, so we had 4 major aspects in alchemy, and once we go through these 4 major aspects, we able to reach soul evolution and transcend. Okay, so we have physical transmutation. Okay, and that is symbolic to us transmuting a chemical substance into another substance. For an example, like they speak about the biblical character Jesus Christ, he turned water into wine. Okay, that's a part of fermentation process. Okay, just like in our bodies, we have that liquid gold, but in order for us to get to that liquid gold, we must go through the stage of solid and metal. Once we go through the stage of solid and the metal, then we're able to get to the liquid gold. Always be familiar with that. So then we have biological alchemy. Okay, and that's about learning how to transform the foundation. Okay, so for an example, we can have clay, and out of that clay we can create a beautiful vase. Okay, always be familiar with that. So then we have psychological alchemy. That's to do with mentalism, the mind, having the understanding how to operate our mind and our thoughts to be able to transcend, to have the understanding, to use the conscious mind to send signals to the subconscious mind to be able to manifest beautiful things. So we have to redirect the conscious mind to make the conscious mind redirect the subconscious mind in order to create beautiful things. Okay, so once we use our mind, it's a part of being stoic. It's the divine power, because we are tapping into self-mastery. That's why it's so powerful that we be able to transmit positive energy, being able to envision and use our thoughts to bring forth our reality. Whatever we want to receive, we can do it by using the psychological mind of the conscious mind and also the subconscious mind to bring forth whatever we want to bring forth. Very powerful. But we have to be able to access it and know how to use it in order to receive the great things. Okay? So then we have transcendental. Okay? Everyone must know their true divinity, their natural state. Okay? In order to have soul evolution. So man must know he is God. He accesses the God powers within him. Okay? Once he know his true nature of his true divinity, then he know he is God. And he is connected with all, like Alchemy describes and Kim describes, connected with all living beings. Okay, now anything that is not growing is dead. Okay, anything that is ungenerated is dead, is stagnant. Okay, so we have to move from an ungenerated state and reach the kingdom of God that dwells within us. Okay, once we do, we have the understanding of our natural being, our natural divinity of who we are. I always be familiar with that. So once we learn our true divinity and shine forth with nature, we have the understanding of the kingdom of God is within us. Okay. So when we speak of African spirituality, they practice the divine oneness of resonating with nature. Okay. They had high priests that went to school for 40 years to study the spiritual system of nature. Okay. When we think of traditions worldwide, we have individuals that are connecting with mentalism, being able to balance the 7 main body chakras to reach soul evolution. So once we go through all the different aspects of alchemy, we reach soul evolution. And what happens is that black matter and that liquid gold is in our body. Once we connect the liquid of the divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy, also the cerebral spinal fluid together, we create a powerful substance in alchemy. Once we have them conjunct, it opens up the pineal gland. We perceive a higher level of consciousness. The substance is known to be, once they conjunct, the intelligence of the heart, marriage of sun and moon. Okay? Conjunction of sun and moon, which describes in our body the pituitary gland, known to be the female organ, the pineal gland, known to be the male organ, the cerebral spinal fluid that goes up the 33 vertebrae. They conjunct as one, and they create the marriage of the sun and moon. the intelligence of the heart. That's what alchemy is symbolic to. We have this alchemical substance in our body. Once we align all 7 main body chakras, we become aware of the 7 hermetic principles, from the God Tahuti, Hermes, Thoth, Dahuti. We access a divine power. And it's all for us to perceive a higher level of consciousness and to know we have something that's higher than us, connected to us, but have the understanding it's also within us. And in order to reach our true divinity, we have to access them grand powers that's within us. Like the Wizard of Oz, we had the powers all along. We just had to access them. Okay, we are powerful, we are strong, we are limitless. And we can create something beautiful for ourselves and also for others. 21:21 on the clock. But we must have the understanding of how the systems work. Okay, so alchemy is studied worldwide, and it's all about us reaching our true divinity of the God that dwells within us, and to have the understanding, all the allegories, the spiritual systems in the world. It's all showing us how to ascend from the lower Ka to the Ba, to the higher Ka, the divine Ka, which describes the Ankh, spiritual discernment of the mind, the body, the spirit, and the emotions. Okay, the conjunction of the intelligence of the heart, the power of masculine and feminine energy unified. That's what alchemy describes. I love you all. 222 on the clock. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or questions in my description below. I love you, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love.